What up, guys? How y'all doing? How's it going? How's your Tuesday starting? I'm going to, well, I work wise, we're going to shirt wise. I was at I was at Marsh yesterday. Sorry about that. I was at Marshall yesterday, wise, and then I was gonna buy a shirt, but I was like, shit, basically I had shirts like $5, $7. You know, probably by next month I'm gonna get a sublimation printer so I can print out my own pictures, whatever I want. I don't have to play with Adobe Photoshop, so I can actually merge pictures and do all my saying stuff. Vinyl is good, you know, it's more quote unquote authentic wise. It's tedious for sure. So, but it's cool, it's cool. So all my shirts have my personal sayings. So the original said, you know, life it's free therapy, life coach, hashtag 3D red pill. So now the new one said it says free therapy, life coach, 1,000, and then from a podcast, 3D70 red pill podcast for myself wise. And then new saying, gotta work on it, and then my day by day baby steps. So it's definitely a process to make it sure, but it's still fun because it's authentic, it's yours, etc. wise. And it's just words. I walk in the streets, put it on my platforms. Just my tattoos mainly 95% are words, personal sayings wise. 5% would be images, etc. So the cool thing of words, cool thing with tattoos, the cool thing technology wise. But yeah, how's your guys' day going so far? I'll probably go live again tonight around like 6, 7 p.m. Pacific time. I would go for an hour or two. Last night's session was good, but I was literally passing out. I do too much on the social media wise, too much like one-on-ones. I'm only one person, so. But I love it. I tell you, I love it because I'm here for you guys, not for myself. I'm blessed as an individual. Every day above ground, I'm blessed to keep telling the same story, See money one-on-ones, new DMs, etc., and so on and so on. So it's a cool thing about technology. If you use the phone correctly, we're talking vibing, networking. Incorrectly, you're doing your antagonist, aka cheating, which is definitely your choice, premeditated. Eventually, if it's premeditated, I'm going to tie it above choice because it's your choice to do right or wrong every day above ground. You're in a relationship, but you can't stay loyal, trustworthy, which typically is boys, not women, for the most part. Yes, you do have narcissistic women, but it's so obvious to tell. It's so obvious to tell. Anyways, so that's the shit. That's why boys get the feelings. What I talk about, do I care? No, because these are my narcissist traits. Shout out, not use my empathy and sympathy. Boys fucking your feelings, especially in the Spanish culture, Hispanic and Spaniards, they can't teach me shit in life. Man, we're talking about vibing. If you're progressing in life and try to do better, so you don't keep hurting people. And if you're having kids, not to keep having kids. If it's co-parenting is happening, then co-parenting is having best as, and teach your kids not to do what you did, quote unquote, as parents are supposed to do, supposedly. But to each their own is definitely wise. And with that said, if you have no kids in a loving, respectful manner, you're blessed because guess what? You don't have no kids, man. Take your time, no hurry, because kid or no marriage can guarantee you a long-term healthy relationship. If you have kids like I do, single father kids, 2 baby moms, co-parenting best as, and you just do your part best as. If your ex now, your ex is getting along, that's cool. That's hella cool. But the intent is, it's over. There's no passing boundaries. There's no benefits. It's all, any baby mom, baby father with benefits, you definitely wrong codependent. Like, how the fuck you doing that bullshit? But y'all don't want to be together, wise, and make it work out. But you'll be there for the lust. Make that shit make sense. And for sure, teach their own. But I just knock on it, man. So y'all want to just stay together then. But anyways, and from there, on Facebook, wise, I saw a post where I remember everyone has their own standards. My standards are hella high, but I will still talk to everybody. I'm not gonna be like, okay, my standards are high. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I won't talk to you. Like, nah, I love conversations. Okay, conversation, you can learn about people, vice versa, see what the head's at, and so on and so on, But the post basically was saying like this girl that she, this guy, she was into some guy that was, whatever, on point, said otherwise, but then he offered to take her on a date. But it was, I think he said like, don't call me neither like, I think it was like Red Robin or something like that. Don't call me, but just like a regular restaurant. And her wife, she started, she told him like, I got business, all this shit. She's banging about mammy bullshit, which is cool. Hey, more power to her. So in her head, she just basically, denied him and stuff, which cool. I get it. Rejection, protection. But it's like, the cool thing about meals is like on dates, you just go for the meal and then conversation. The conversation, date, the person you're going with is the bonus. If if it's not working out, they're not talking, I tell them, you can leave whenever you want to. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. What? If you're bored in this date, aka conversation, you can leave. You're not gonna hurt my feelings at all. Some people are like, oh, you're not forced to stay there. If you're on a date, it's not happening, not feeling the situation, then just, be respectful. Be like, yo, like, I'm gonna just get up and leave. Like, I'm not feeling this. The intent, the person that you're on a date with doesn't get their feelings about it. But people will get their feelings because if you don't, if you can't handle rejection, then you should work on yourself. Nobody's forced to go with you on a date. No one's forced to, yo, I gotta like you. Like, nah, I don't gotta like you at all. I could be cool with you, right? So everyone making the comments on my FBY's Facebook and shit about that post, and like everyone was like, females like, yeah, well, it could have been a potential. Like she didn't even know nothing. Exactly, it's a conversation. So basically, in her head, her standards is, yo, I gotta go pay $1,000 for a meal. So the intent, so that meal, $1,000 meal, to make me a better person, to be a good conversation. And if it doesn't, we shouldn't blame the meal. It's like, no, all this man-made bullshit. But remember, yes, everybody has their own standards, every which way, most definitely wise. But a meal, Gucci, and Prada does not make you a better person. You have all the supercars in the universe you want to, it does not make you a better person. It's just man-made bullshit cosmetics. It will get your attention. Yes, it will. But with that said, that's for you to talk to some individual. I tell everybody, it's so fucking easy to tell, well, at least for me, wise, how a person functions. Body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, energy, and where's my eyes at. If you can't hold my conversation, then cool. More like that person's introverted. Maybe they've been hurt, they're shy, etc. and so on. Cool. That's all loving. What do? Be a chameleon, and you adapt to the situation. It's really mind blowing. People are just like, especially like 2500 man, this phone, a zillion fucking options. On the phone, y'all can talk. I thought I tip on the young generation. Y'all can talk on the bullshit phone, back and forth, back and forth. But when you see, each other face to face, y'all fucking like virgins. Like, I chip on it all the time. Like, I observe it, deal with them, just like, why on the phone you cool with me? We're talking and vibing, but now face to face, like, you become awkward. Like, why? You should stay, match the energy set of wise. Like, once again, I get if you're introverted wise, then, like, you should work on yourself a little bit more. But with that said, if a person has patience, because that's why it's called patience, they'll talk about with you. Like, yo, what do you want to talk about? So I know on the phone we're cool. Now I'm up close and personal. So, you might get awkward about the situation. And that's the thing, when you want to get involved with people, do you want to be involved with them as potentials, friends and associates? Verbalize that shit. Don't guess and manipulate yourself in your head like, yo, this is a potential. If you're going to be doing that, you're going to think everyone's a potential. Like, nah. Don't do that at all. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Man, vinyl is so tedious, I swear. It's fun, but tedious, most definitely. I just ordered more vinyl, so make more sure to speak wise. And then my job wise is slow, so I'm gonna tell my boss, hey, chill out, to save you money. I'm gonna take, Thursday off as coach you. I'm gonna just go to Seattle to farmers market with my pop. So as an individual, I like going to Seattle because in Seattle, I have conversations on Saturdays. This Thursday when I go again because, that's my ish. Sorry. Because over there in Seattle wise, I'm also about Seattle because extroverts, females are not scared to ask questions. They're not scared to ask me about tattoos. They're fucking tattoos and we're just words, but they want to know. And then be like, what made you do all this? Just telling a story. 3 years ago, I went through a bad breakup. Very unjust. No one deserves to be fucking dying, crying about one individual. And that's the worst part because we're both codependent. And they'd be like, we are? I'm like, yeah. Well, think about it. You're going through a breakup and why are you crying about one person? There's 7 people in the universe and you're crying about one person. Why? You can't have people, force people to be life-wise. That's the shit. Then tends to adapt to the situation best as and progress from the situation. And then nothing wrong being alone. Fall back, work on yourself so you can not be in another toxic relationship. Not unless you want to. A lot of people, you're doing it, you're observing it. If your body hopping, their body hopping, that person is definitely scared to be alone. And what happens? They're broke codependent. That's the shit. Hurt people. If you don't take time to work on yourself and you want to get in a relationship and y'all get altercations, how so? Because you didn't take time to heal. You didn't take time to work on yourself, and that's the shit. That is the shit, man. Like, it's pretty mind-blowing that people do that shit. But once again, don't be too hard on yourself because we're raised that we need people in life. You don't need nobody in the universe but yourself. Sound selfish? I'm selfish 1,000. I'm first and foremost for anybody, for my kid, before my partner, which I don't have one, but if I did have a partner, before her, my family, friends, anybody. Because why? This is my life. It's not nobody else's life. And that's the shit. By saying that is wrong. Like, how is that wrong? So I'm, and if you believe that way I did, then like traditional blue pill talk, then you will be a people pleaser, aka the punching bag, the fucking pillow. Everybody relies on you, but when you need people in life, where the fuck's everybody at? Fucking crickets, right? Yeah, I get it, and that's very unjust, very very unjust. And that's the type of people, focus on yourself. The cool thing about technology, I love technology because I'm a geek techie as it is, first and foremost to my boy, and then social media. But you guys went through my breakup, I just started talking. Got a cell phone, boom. Before I even started doing my lives, all that good shit. Who's the best therapist, counselor, psychiatrist in the universe for yourself as an individual? You, the person in the mirror. Why? How so? Because we're all unique. I don't know what you're thinking and vice versa. So we're all unique, right? So with that said, but I have ideas of what you're thinking because we talk about, okay, I went through a breakup. Cool. If you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. Why? What bothers you about the breakup? Well, they just moved on so fast. Well, here's the kicker. If they moved on and you didn't, that person's broken codependent. Don't worry about them. That person, well, it doesn't matter. They can seem like they're happy, take pictures, all that bullshit. That is just a facade, man. That's all it is. That girl, guy, the new partner, they're about to get destroyed. You think you're in your feelings? Yeah, that person get way worse than you will. I promise you that. And here's the cherry on top. What's that? Expect them to come back. Why? They moved on. It doesn't matter. They're always coming back to do what? To test the boundaries, to see if you can still have feelings for them if you will take them back. Because remember this, all this bullshit like on TikTok, if you have counselor therapists, they'd be like, oh, do no contact. Like, yes, block them, all on social media. Cool, most definitely, but here's a kicker. Once again, you can block them, do all that, do no contact. But the true test for everyone in the universe with your ex-wives is them face to face. What? Face to face. What's gonna happen to them when you see them face to face? You haven't seen them for 1 year. And then from there was, when you see them, what happens? You freeze up. Anxiety, depression, bitter, hatred, any negative emotion, and you haven't seen them for a whole year, that lets know you're struggling. Guess what? They're your kryptonite. And your mansion, your ex, that door of pain that they caused, they still own it. They're eating the popcorn, watching Collada Beauty, smiling face, living the rent free. So when are you going to kick them out? Not them. You do closure for yourself. And that's the shit. That's the tell me, true test is always your exes. They'll always be kryptonite. Always. And it doesn't matter. Recent ex, well, for sure, recent gonna be the most painful, but you have the, day one, your first relationship to fucking day whatever it is, day today, That's my nephew asked me like a month ago. He's like, well, what happened if you saw, your first band with Gisela? What do you think would happen to you? Me? I go, please, nothing. What do you mean? Like, you should probably check on my tattoos first and foremost. Probably think I'm crazy. And second of all, I'll be like, well, here's the kicker, this tattoo, the way you meet somebody, the way you lose somebody, I go, that's you, that's us. I met you that a guy, from the streets, and narcissist to the fullest wise. He was a disciple, and I met you talking to guys. Guess what? I lost you talking to guys. But it's cool, because I comprehend why you did what you did. And she probably like, what do you mean? Well, I was a V-card virgin, almost 21 years old, and the guys you were messing with, they're like you, they're like guys. You can't fucking gas them into the fullest. Me, I'm a virgin, fuck yeah. When you have the V-card, man, you're fucking young, naive, and gullible. Gullible as fuck, 'cause in your head, everything is fucking pure. Everything is fucking beautiful, which is a good concept to have. The downfall, yeah, real world is not like that. Ain't fucking birds and the bees, ain't care bears. It's far from the situation. Nowadays in 2023, fuck. Even in 2020, relates with shit, Especially, well, you can be technology to a certain extent because it's how I use it as an individual. If I'm with my partner, we blessed. But if I'm passing boundaries to DMs and guess what, commenting and shit, then that's a lie. So now I could do whatever. Because back in the day, take social media away, to cheat, fuck it, it's hella hard, first and foremost. Because everyone's traditional, and I gotta know you personally. I gotta call your house. A guy picks up the phone, hang up. A girl that picks up the phone, cool, I'm talking, what up? Is Maria there? Is Joanne there? As mom picks up, what's up? Talk to moms, no problem. Right? So to cheat was hella hard. Nowadays, please, zillion fucking options, all day, every day. So that's why she probably trouble my tattoos and be, hey, I pray you're doing better, you evolved, and if you still gets bothered by a situation about our past, I'd be like, damn, it's been whatever, I haven't seen you in 10, 11 years, and you're still bitter about the situation? I'm supposed to be mad. I went through all DV bullshit, you put me to hell and back, but that's it, it's cool, because I comprehend why you did what you did. You got your child trauma, all that good shit, and once again, you have hella high narcissistic traits, especially in Spanish culture. So, but I pray you're doing better. If not, fuck it. Hey, as a friend associate, I'm your baby father, number one. you can always reach out to me. What? We can talk and vibe, but with that, so don't think in the back of your head, well, now that we're talking and vibing, now, cordial and shit, that there's a potential. Nah, it's over. Like, you was a lesson, definitely a fucking lesson. And that's why I made that category. I lost empath. What's that? It's my category. This is the person you don't have by your side, which I'm going to tat on me. You don't think gangbangers, mafiosos, drug dealers, racists, military cats, people from the block. Who's the worst of all those group right there? People in the streets, gangbanger mafiosos. That's the person you don't have by your side at all. All you boys and girls that fucking dating that shit by your side, especially if you have kids with them, I pray for you, man. Deadass. I pray for you every which way. Because guess what? Your hubby is fucking your homegirl out there, they're fucking pushing weight, slanging mafiosos and shit, and that's your husband, that's your wife, and that's your lifestyle. Fuck it, I pray for y'all, especially your kids, because you chose your lifestyle. What kind of potential happened to you or the kiddos? Fucking rabbits roll up and boom, light you guys up all day, every day. And then on top of that, I'm supposed to feel sorry for you, even though I know your lifestyle. Like, nah, honestly, I don't. I showed up my sympathy, empathy-wise, like, nah, I feel sorry for your kids to a certain extent, but as parents, we should know better, quote unquote. As couple, you should know better. Like, dude, tell me that person with that little gang with mafioso. Like, you can judge me, gang with mafioso, drug dealer, the hood and shit, but not read me. What do I talk about? With my energy, with my aura, and all that good jazz. Especially if you see my tattoo. With my tattoo, is statistical bullshit? No, I look like a statistic. I'm not a statistic. I avoid the situation every which way. That's why they say, yo, you're family and friends, quote unquote. They be like, yo, you too white for brown. I'm like, that's a man-made fucking term. I don't give no fucks about that bullshit. I avoid trouble. You be statistic, keep being brown, do what you gotta do, and when you get locked up, don't worry about you. You get beat up, shot up, I don't worry about you at all. That's why I'm gonna make that shit that says, all you elusive disciples, gangbangers, mafiosos, drug dealers, people from the block wise, what's your outcome of your lifestyle? Beat up, locked up, shot up, or 6 feet under. Your family and friends, especially your parents, can breathe when you're 6 feet under. You chose your lifestyle. And who's gonna trigger? All those disciples, do I care? No, but like, tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Your parents can fucking breathe when you're fucking 6 feet under because you chose your lifestyle. Because guess what? No more phone calls. And guess what? Ritos get locked up, beat up, or shot up. Nope, he's 6 feet under. There are no more phone calls. That shit does not exist anymore. See? But remember that I chose that lifestyle if I ran the streets wise. So, and that's blue pillars. Blue pillars, lucid disciples, man. Red pillars, we work on ourselves. That's why blue pillars, especially the la calle, people in the streets, their mentality is what? YOLO, you only live once. Red pillars, we work on ourselves, we don't want trouble with nobody, love and respect to everybody best as possible, right? And what do? We live every day, we only die once. We comprehend that shit. It's a massive difference. We're trying to survive, live as long as possible, humble as possible. God's disciples, quote unquote, lucid disciples, they give no fucks. Did it for the streets, did it for the block, did it for a blue color, a red color, all this good shit. Which I dislike that bullshit, fucking being a blue pillar. Well, dealing with blue pillars. Like, I didn't tell me I'd be going to California in the month, right? To visit my family. I haven't gone since a year and a half, roughly. So I got my new tattoos. I got way more tattoos. So guess what happens? When I go there, I don't wear blue, I don't wear red. I wear either fucking black or white, and that's it. Because guess what? Being a brown person, all that bullshit, little Mexico in California, I get regulated. We home, what you claim. The fucking 5 W's, man. And I dislike that shit. I'm gonna bite my tongue best as to have a smart mouth. And it's not even having a smart mouth. It's like, bro, when they do what you claim, empath narcissist, good again, right here. Empath narcissist, what's that? Good and bad people, man. That's what I claim. So with that said, I look like you, right? Quote unquote. But I'm not. So your tattoo's right from the block. I don't. So nothing against you, do your thing, but just let me be. I'm here to visit my family. I don't want altercations. And they could give no fucks. Remember, they're lucid disciples. They could fucking be altercations, catch a case, all that shit. And I went down there for what? To visit my family, quote unquote. That's why, as red pillars, we gotta adapt to a situation with blue pillars, and you be observant of your environment. Sucks to say, but I didn't make the fucking rules. I comprehend the rules. So with that said, that's what typically me wise. I live in the suburbs with white Asian matrons. Squares, no problem with them. They can fucking, judge me, profile me all they want. I don't care about that shit. Put me over because I look at a statistic. I don't care. Do your job, officer, and hurt my feelings, So with that said, that's the shit, man. So let's see what happens in the month if I go to California. The idea is everything was smoothly. More likely not, because last time I forgot I was wearing red, man. I love bright colors, pink, red. I don't care what color it is, right? So I forgot. fucking blue pill talk, visit my cousins, visit my family and shit. And they're like, my cousin would tell me in Spanish, like, yo, what's up, primo? Nice shirt. I'm like, thanks, it's just a shirt. Like, and they kept looking at me. I'm like, remember you? They're like, yes, you don't bang, cousin, but here's the kicker: you're brown. That shirt is here. This is blue Sureños, man, Crips and shit. You can't wear that. Well, you can wear it, but you're gonna get regulated, man. You're gonna get checked. I was like, oh yes, I forgot, fucking being brown in little Mexico. It's like, dude, that's the shitty thing when you're black, brown, and fucking Asians. Little fucking ghetto trips and shit. They're like, gotta be careful what you wear. Even if you don't rep for the block, none of that bullshit. Just like, bruh, blue pillars. And then when I talk about God and shit, and I have that. Here's the best part. How the hell you're gangbang mafioso and shit running the street being wild, but you have tattoos of Rosary, the Virgin Mary, and God? Make that shit make sense. Like, to keep it 1,000, like, yo, don't talk, as an individual, don't talk to anything about God. You're not living the life you said it best as. I don't care. You're not active, but you rep for the block. You chill with your people still. You don't rep for the block, but you chill with your people, so you put your family at risk. Make that shit make sense. It's like, bruh, all man-made bullshit. And that's when we mentioned we said on this. My forearm, that shit, wrist-wise, it's going to say, blue pill. Be a blue pill. It's going to say, all you 2D shit blue pillars, they bet about man-made bullshit. Race, religion, politics, COVID, man versus woman. High-value men. High-value women. What color is your Bugatti? Gang mafia. That shit's irrelevant. If you're blue pillars, I give no fucks about that conversation at all. You can be educated. I'd be like, oh, you talking about blue pill? You see this in here? Read that shit. That's what you are. I give no fucks. What? I don't care. I don't care how famous you are, all that bullshit. But here's the kicker. Anyone that talks about blue pill, right? If I want to be a blue pillar, right, like I was before, I'll debate about man-made bullshit like I did before. Hispanic versus, Mexicano. Chicano, all this corny bullshit, man talk, etc., right? So I can make a lot of money on social media, keeping your feelings, and you guys want everything about my life, right? So with that said, you're educated about man-made bullshit, race, religion, slavery, all this bullshit. But as an individual, you're educating people, right? You're still a crackhead, alcoholic, tweaker, doing booger sugar. You're still having anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicidal thoughts. You bitch about your mental health. Oh, my fucking child trauma. So why the fuck are you focusing on man-made bullshit? Why don't you get educated on your own self to get your life back? And guess what? Educate people about life, to progress in life. To go through a breakup, you can hold their hand, guide them. How about that? That's a better thing to preach about and to freaking educate about. Because everyone bitches about fucking life, but life's easy with a cherry on top. We made it hard not knowing, because why? We allow narcissistic energy vampires, aka lucid disciples, by our side, especially as partners. If you break down life to the fullest and don't lie to yourself, keep it 1,000. The only reason why life became hard is because your relationships. You didn't really focus on your depression, anxiety, rejection, all this corny bullshit terms until you had your first little puppy love and all that good shit. Then you had a real relationship, and then you got destroyed. Or if you're still in it, fucking 10, 20 years deep, you're fucking destroyed in it, and you're scared to leave. Why? Typically, as male, more narcissistic. If I had a girlfriend scenario, right? I tell her, for the last scenario, let's say scenario, we're together for 20 years. So for 20 years, I tell her all the time, we all the cases, you're fat, stupid, no one's gonna want you. I'm the best you will ever have in your life, and no one's gonna want you when you have kids. And she will believe everything I told her. Remember, that's when you gas and manipulate. The more you hear those words, if you want to destroy people, say the exact same words every day. Dead ass. You can destroy anybody with petty ass words. And that's the shit when you're more pathetic, right? Because you know how to verbalize your boundaries. Because by verbalizing my boundaries and saying no, stop saying that to me. If I use the same words, aka reverse psychology wise, I'm being mean. You gaslight your own self because you are being mean to a certain extent, but you do it to match energy. If you don't call me ugly, fat, and stupid, I won't call you ugly, fat, and stupid. We're good, but if you continue to call me ugly, fat, and stupid, then guess what? I don't care if I hurt your feelings because you don't care about my feelings. There you go. You match the energy and shit, but you can't even do that because, once again, you got religion, culture, and then you gaslight and manipulate yourself. That's wrong. That's what you have if you believe in God and Lucifer. God is consciousness. Lucifer is subconsciousness. So with that said, they're always talking to you no matter what. Their words, their words, your voice. So that's why you always talking to yourself no matter what. You can get a situation like, what am I going to choose? Am I going to do right or wrong? I got my partner, I'm blessed, but this girl's hitting me up. My girl, she's on point, she's blessed, right? But this girl's thicker, solid, more blessed, all the good shit, cosmetically wise. So what am I going to do? Stay loyal and trustworthy? Or, you know what? Fuck it, Lucifer. He offered me less. Now I'm going to take it. She don't got to know, right? She doesn't got to know, but here's the kicker. Your partner knows when you change, when you act funny, etc. wise, all the good shit. We know each other for the most part. And that's the shit. And when you fuck up a good relationship, then who do you blame? Well, she tempted me. Right, that's called lust. And that's what I say all the time. You can read the Bible, it's right there. If Lucifer can't get to you as an individual, he will use everyone around you. Everyone. You have a badass relationship, then guess what? People are going to shit in life. They're in a test relationship. How so? Because they want your relationship. They want to be your girlfriend. They want to be your boyfriend, whatever the situation is. What? Because they see y'all happy as fuck in the streets, kissing, etc. All the good shit. That's what me individual. My friend of his ex-girlfriend that said it was like, I love tongue wrestling. That's that's a love language, right? So in the streets, when people are like, yo, get a room, I'm like, yo, y'all just jealous because y'all don't do that. What are you scared of? You scared to show affection in front of people? I go, fuck them. That's your partner. You two are blessed, quote unquote. So why do you care about what people think about you, say about you, all that good shit? That's the thing. Like, you shouldn't have to hold back with your partner at all. And I get it. Some people are introverts. They've been destroyed and they're not used to being kissed. But that's why you talk about all the things up front. Ask questions like, yo, like, what's your love language? If I was to kiss you in front of your people, in front of your parents, would that bother you, wise? Will you get shy and shit? So if you're that shy, you're introverted, wise. So basically, it's just everything behind closed doors. So I can hold your hand, I can hug you, can't do nothing, I can't bullshit with you, I can't even flirt with you. You're my partner, and I can't flirt with you, fuck with you at all. Then what are we doing? And that's why it's called love language. What is your love language? Well, we just do TLC and that's it here and there. I'll tell you when I'm ready, all that good shit. Oh, okay, cool. So I want a time schedule. So guess what? I don't do time schedules. I'm spontaneous, affection. It's all about the eyes, said otherwise, body language. A text and bullshit. Send a text. You can be at a fucking birthday party, give a fuck. Yo, let's go to do a thing. Go bathroom real fast. Really? Boom, let's roll. That's fucking beautiful. But that's, once again, everyone has different love language. You gotta verbalize your love language day one. Not day 90, day 100, day 1,000. The fuck? No. Break it down so you know what you get into. And that's the ish, man. If not, once again, look around you. Either you're in a toxic relationship or look at everyone around you. They're in a toxic relationship. That'll be you. Do you want to be living their lifestyle? Be miserable as fuck? And when you hear your family, friends bitch about their partners, do you want to be that partner they're bitching about? That's the shit. Like, no, man. And that's why when you start evolving and become a red pillar, to focus on yourself, try to get your life back. You're overthinking, anxiety, all that great jazz, because in your analogy, in your head, your mansion, all the doors are pain wide open. So now you want to work on your doors of pain so you can progress in life and don't be sitting on the past too much. So you want to comprehend the past. And that's the intent. Because if you break down all this social media shit and life in general, we all bitch about what? Relationships. Keep it 1,000. You got your jobs, you got bitter ass bosses and bullshit. Most definitely. People be miserable, most definitely, but a lot of us are fucking miserable because we have a shitty partner. But we're the shitty partner or we're both shitty partners. And when we go home, we gotta deal with what? Bullshit, toxicity. I can bullshit with my peoples at work, in the streets, but when I go home to my partner that I love, quote unquote, can't even talk to her. Can't have a conversation, Like, okay, so what do we talk about? Whatever she want to talk about. And that's enough when you're a people pleaser. You're more empathetic wise, you will do that. You want to talk about certain subjects, and they don't. So you just always focus on them. And that's very unjust for yourself because, you want to talk about things you can't. She'll get triggered. She'll say it's boring. And then there goes my day. Now I'm bitter. I'm bothered about the situation. Like, nah, then that's what you do. You got to grab your cell phone, talk to your peoples. Shit, go online, go live. Hey, your partner's like, what you doing? I'm fucking live. I can't talk to you. What? So I'm talking to my people's online. And then obviously if she's jealous, controlling, he or she is wise, right? They're getting feelings. You talk to the guys, the other girls? Yeah. It's a conversation with a cyber person. Does that bother you too? They don't even live close by, so you don't have to worry about none of that shit. No passing boundaries. And that's when you have people that have insecurities wise. You got to talk about your insecurities day one. How jealous, controlling are you? If I talk to people, does it bother you? People call me, say otherwise, does that bother you wise? And so on and so on. If not, then once again, you've been in toxic relationships. And how many years of toxicity do you want to deal with? Especially more on the women's side. Girls, me, individual in good lives, I'm here for the girls, women, and single mothers wise. Because I'm a single father with 8 kids. So, first being mom's in my age, pray she's doing better. Second one, co-parenting. A better friendship in the partnership, every which way, mainly because I worked on myself. She's doing better for herself, for sure. She got her hubby and stuff. I'm happy for them. But, sometimes she'll bring the past to present. I'm just like, I keep it humble, respectful. Maybe one of these days I talk to her, but when you bring your past to present, why is our past to present in front of your hubby? It's been 3 years. I guarantee it bothers him. He keeps the hubby, stays quiet. The downfall, maybe after leaving from the situation, you might have an altercation, or he might not say nothing at all. So, but I tell her like, yo, I just read everybody, man. My kiddos, everybody, and I can see like, obviously, I'm observing every time that, I can see he gets bothered, but he don't say nothing. He just like walks away, goes, outside or something. In my head, I'm just like, baby girl, like, watch your words, man. Yes, that was our past. Yes, I had to do that. So as I tell the time, like, you repeat the same things. What am I supposed to do about the situation? Can I fix it and save it? No, it's been written. Can you fix and change it? No. Can God do that? No. So with that said, why do you want to bring the past to present? Especially when I already did self-accountability. Yes, you're right. Yes, I did do that. Yep, I did that with whom? Yes, I did. It's over. Done with. And that's why, as individuals, the intent when you get relationships, you've worked on yourself, quote unquote. If you try to work on yourself, because if you still stuck on your ex, still bitter about them, etc., and you're supposed to be in a healthy relationship, how's that going to work out? Make that shit make sense, especially the worst part about the situation if you self-sabotage it. How so? You talk about your ex, right? And then cherry on top, you and your new partner get into altercation, right? Something happens, whatever situation, you get triggered, and then you have the corny ass like comment, which typically more males do that shit versus females. You're just like my ex. It's fucking over. Dead ass. How so? Because not my scenario, if I had a girlfriend, not my girlfriend's in competition with my ex-wives because I compared her to my ex. And what's she gonna say typically? Yo, why'd you say that? I'm not your ex. Why'd you compare me to her wives? Right? And then now let the war and competition begin. Her mood will change. Her love will change to a certain extent wise. And now it's like a little walking nation wise. You get the looks. And scenario, if I try to hug her right away, I'm sorry, she can push me away. And now I get my feelings because why she's pushing me away. But here's the kicker. Well, why is she in her feelings? Because I triggered her. I did it. But you can't do self-accountability or work on yourself. It's like whatever, it's whatever to you wise. You won't even talk to the situation and get over it. It's my ex. I said I did a mistake and that's it. But yeah, that mistake is very costly in relationship wise. Because the intent is to be you and I and that's it. Not my ex-wise, not your ex-wise. And that's why, be observant who you talk to wise, the potential to be wise. Because once again, if they're talking about the exes, red flags. If they say on the exes, red flags. If kids are there, do what I do. Yo, you and the baby father's wives, y'all cool with each other, co-parenting? Are they in the kid's life? What's going on with that situation? Because you got to make sure it's good on every part, Like, oh, no, they're not involved. Okay, awesome. Well, not in a bad way, but, so that part is individual. Like, cool, if I get involved with her wives, guess what? Baby father's not there. She got one or two, whatever the situation is. I don't got to deal with the baby fathers. That's a positive, It sucks for the kids, yes, child trauma, I get that, but guess what? That's one less hurdle I got to deal with as an individual. If, let's say she's doing co-parenting and they get along, cool, hell yeah, we good, because my ex and her hubby, they're cool, we cool. The intent is that analogy, when my ex has her partner, I have my partner scenario, if I did, then it's all a happy family. Kids on my side, cool and blessed, best as. My kids, our kids on her side, same thing, cool and blessed. That's why it's called co-parenting. Is it easier said than done? Oh, yes, it is. Because, you cannot speak on your ex's behalf nor your ex's partner's behalf. But you can verbalize boundaries. You can verbalize these altercations, to get that shit dealt with right away so it doesn't, get the kids involved too much wise. And that's why as single parents, you got to be careful who you date. Every which way. Who you have by your side. Because scenario, if there's a potential with, right, and she's got kids, right, and I say just, keep it simple, she's one by your father, but she telling me, yeah, he's in our lives, but he's like, he's a problem child, causes drama and shit. I'd be, okay, cool, well, that's a red flag for me, why it's off the back, right? So from there, I'd be like, yo, so what is he? Like, what do you mean? Like, what you do for life? Like, does he work? Is that like I runs the streets, be wild? Like, oh, well, nah, he doesn't work, but he does provide, but yeah, he runs the streets to the game of mafioso. Oh, well, shit, queen, guess what? I'll be a fan associate, but this is the farthest it goes with us. But I know you like me, all good shit, but I stopped it here. Why? Because did you know when I date you, I date your baby father, and I'm your baby father in the street. So with that said, he doesn't want you to be happy. So I am not getting involved in the situation. I'll be your friend associate, pick up 1,000 times as a friend associate, and that's it. Give you all the advice in the world. I got you. But I will not have you on my side because I'm trying to live as long as possible. And there's going to be obviously called altercations because he doesn't want to see it happy. He'd be jealous because why? You're moving on and all that good shit. So why would I get involved with you? Because you're beautiful, all that good shit. Like, yeah, I'm happy you're beautiful. I know you're empathetic to the fullest. A potential to be the downfall. You did not know this, but I'll let you know. When you did lose the disciples, you crucify yourself not knowing. That's the shitty part. That's why I tell the girls and women, be careful who you lay down with. You don't want to have kids first and foremost. If you're not ready to have kids, don't have kids. Second of all, you and your partner got to get along. If you can't get along, do you believe a kid is going to make the relation better? It'd be a blessing initially, obviously, but it would be a lesson. Like, damn, like I should have waited. Correct, you should have waited. Right? But you're going to have your hard feelings. If you have no guidance, don't be too hard on yourself. I'm a single father with 8 kids. I can't be too hard on myself because all the shit I say on my tattoos, my shirt, etc., my mother, father, from my family from Washington State all the way to Mexico, to the mainland and Spain, they can't teach me this shit. Even if, he or she, in the Spanish culture, Hispanic, Latino, Hispanic, if they're a fucking therapist, counselor, psychiatrist. It's pretty mind-blowing with therapist, counselors, they'll sit about narcissism a little bit, but then they even focus on that bullshit. Like, why? That's why at the markets in Seattle, I'll be like, why don't you teach about narcissists and empaths and narcissism? All that good shit. Break it down for everybody so they know what they are. Because everyone got this shit and they be like, that's not true. I go, everyone's got BPD, empathy. Everyone gets triggered by petty-ass words. They become verbally and potentially physically abusive. Think about that too. Reactive abuse. You react in the situation. Now you're hitting somebody. That was not your intent, but you got triggered by the words, the environment, whatever the situation it was. Now you become a loose disciple, become narcissistic wise, and fucking knock somebody out, break some shit, etc. Why? There it is. BPD, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, empathy, narcissistic personality disorder. Everyone got that shit. Every day above ground. Bible talk. Genesis 2:16-17. That's the answer for everybody. Because that's when God told Adam, check out, y'all can eat wherever you want. But you right there, go and eat them. You got tree of life, tree of knowledge. Tree of knowledge, don't eat from there, because if you eat from there, you will certainly die. That's what the passage is from the Bible, right? I didn't make the Bible up. This was before I was. So with that said, Lucifer gaslighted Eve. Boom, she ate it. She didn't die. All that good shit. Eve gave it to her husband. He did out of respect. He loved his wife. And here we are today. And that's why I love telling therapist counselors, they're like, that's not true. Well, according to Bible talk, right? You don't have to be, you can be atheist, whatever, but you can read the Bible. All these Bibles are pretty much similar, right? Who's your first narcissistic sociopath, psychopath? Adam and Eve's kids. Cain killed Abel over jealousy, but not 2023 jealousy, not this phone, not BBLs, OnlyFans, fucking man-made bullshit, Russia, Ukraine, all that good shit. See? That's man-made bullshit. So it was over jealousy because Lucifer gaslighted Cain. Check out Cain. Another reason being because Cain bought like his best, whatever, Bible talk, sheep, whatever. Show God, but God was talking to Abel, and he's like, yo, God, check it out. This is my best sheep, whatever. Grazed it, all the good shit. And God's like, cool, that's nice. Cain, that's nice. Awesome. And then, respectfully, why is carrying on the conversation with Abel? That's when Lucifer gaslighted Cain. Check it out. God loves your brother a little more than you. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, remember, Lucifer not putting it into his head. I heard Genesis 2:16-17. That's when we got beeping empathy. So, got triggered, etc. And he took his brother out. And then God rose up, what up, Cain? What up, God? Where's your brother Abel out? I don't know, maybe in the garden just chilling, doing his thing. That's funny because I smell your brother's blood where I created your father at, in the ground. So with that said, you killed your brother. So, oh my gosh, there's your first narcissistic sociopath, psychopath documented by a Bible. And there it is. That's why I say everyone's got BPMP. All this bullshit. Fucking, you got to see a therapist counselor, you got to be diagnosed stuff. Fuck you, do. Here's the best part. How is your therapist, counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist seeking therapy? How the fuck are they crack alcoholic tweakers doing booger sugar, grabbing the bottles of wine and alcohol at fucking work? Because guess what? When they hear their clients' fucking stories about child trauma, breakups and bullshit, they get triggered because why? Forgive, communication, not forget, but guess what? They didn't let go of the X of the situation. That's called comprehension. And they don't even know that shit. That's why at the markets in Seattle, I love triggering them. But yo, you went to college for this shit. How do I bother you with my petty ass words when I'm just telling you face to face? And my tattoos. And here's the best part. You're face to face. You saw my tattoos, we had this conversation. You can run away, not ever come back, your choice. But in your mansion, I had a door of pain. And you're a therapist counselor, and I traumatized you with my petty ass words and the truth. Because you're what? You're still struggling with your situation? Are you taking anxiety pills, depression pills? then why are you trying to teach you guys people when you don't have to take care of your own self? How about that? And on top of that, y'all don't even fucking focus on narcissists and empaths, how we function every which way, spiritual, emotional, mental beings. Be like, oh, it's fucking dopamine, all this. I go, yeah, see that Mammy Bible, that DSM-5 book? That Bible can't fix, change, or save nobody. Capital fucking C can't. All it does, you motherfuckers do what? Give these people pills, and they believe that they're fucked up in the head. Like, no, man. Those pills are numb you up. That's what saying no drugs, no pills. Therapists, counselors, psychiatrists, and the chair on top of God. God can't fix you or save you. What? Not even big man? Nope. He gave us free will, and this is your journey. That's what it's called, the healing, awakening, eventually woke journey. Whenever you want to start, you get started. It's going to be scary? Yes. Isn't it hurt? Fuck yeah, it is. The very beginning, which is the healing journey, isn't it hurt? Bad. Why? Because you got to be alone. Nothing wrong being alone. What fucks you up every which way is the loneliness. How so? Because we're brainwashed. We need people in life. The only person that needs anybody in the universe is kids, teenagers, right? Because they're growing up until they become adults, graduate from high school, the good shit, mammy bullshit, school, whatever. Then they can get up and leave. They can go get a job. You can't beat the matrix, you maintain the matrix. A job, roof over your head, and a car, a little whip. There you go. You maintain. As long as you're blessed as an individual, even if I can work at McDonald's, at Goodwill, as long as you're happy, you blessed, who gives a fuck what anyone thinks about you? Anyone. They make fun of you, well, I work at Microsoft. Yeah, straight up. You do work at Microsoft, you make fucking 6 figures plus. I'm happy for you, but here's the best part. You're making 6 figures plus, you bitch about your relationships, toxic relationships, you're still crack alcoholic tweaker wise, and you bitch about your depression. I'm blessed in life, making whatever the fuck, 20K at fucking Goodwill, but I love the universe, I love my job. When I go home, I'm blessed with my partner. So you have all the mammy richness and shit, and you're still miserable in life. Make that shit make sense. So I tell everybody, man, fuck what anyone thinks about you. That us. You narcissist traits. Shut up my sympathy, empathy wise. That's why here in all my lives, especially like Likey and Bigo was, I don't do no more TT lives because I would have got reported a long time ago for hateful speech, a long time ago. That's why I did my announcement on both my TT's accounts, pin that shit, yo. I'm not doing no more lives. With that said, I challenge the whole universe. Don't be scared about words, conversation, and what? Feelings. If you are, I'm not the one. And with that said, I'm just keeping it around real, very simple. Keep it about life and that's it. I don't care about no mammy bullshit, fucking Oscar awards and all that shit. I'm happy they're making money. I'm happy they're rich. That's good. But guess what? They're rich and famous, right? They have all the money in the fucking universe. They could get 1,000 motherfucking therapists, counselors to talk to. They have all the money. That's a penny to them. And they won't go see them because guess what? I don't need that. Fuck it. You don't need. You should want it. You should want to support him because guess what? The more people you talk about your problems, guess what happens? You get a rookie in yourself. That's the beautiful thing about technology and talking to people. You work in your mansion, man. You might repeat the same story, but here's the kicker. Every time you repeat the story, you might learn something new. Or if I tell you something, you know what? Maybe this situation, this is what you're feeling. And you have something, oh, you know what? That kind of does make sense. You got my attention. Now you got something to work with. Because remember, I can't fix you or save you, but, and the only person that can do it for you is what? The person in the mirror. Nobody in the universe, nobody can fix you and save nobody. Physically, you save people from car wrecks and shit. That's the physical part. But you can't save them spiritually, emotionally, mentally wise from the trauma, from the car accident, from the fire. That's their journey. But you can hold their hand, guide them. And that's what we do for each other. We can heal, guide, support, uplift, warm, show my love to each other. And that's it. Nobody can fix you and save nobody. Only the person in the mirror. Which that's the shirt I'm making right now. One of them right here. So with that said, but that's it. But that shit in Seattle, people get triggered by that. Oh, thank you, Laura, for the gifts. Thank you, Mana. But with that said, that's why I do my shirts for a reason. They're fucking petty words, but words are the healing, soothing, beautiful, right? Or very destructive, very painful, very hurtful. That's why you gotta watch your words because words cut deeper than a knife. I comprehend that now. Before, my number's 3. I'll give you 3 warnings. Like, yo, we can talk about this. But we want to talk about that. I'm just for warning. I can talk about it. I know you can't. You can try to, but I'm not trying to get you triggered. I'm not trying to ruin your day, but if you want to talk about it, remember, that is your choice. I'm forewarning you that, we shouldn't do this. And if I get you in your feelings, your feelings, not my feelings, and I go on my day. Narcissist traits, yeah, it's being narcissistic wise. Because I wasn't being remorseful at all. But I did my part was the forewarning wise. But that was my first baby moms. I took, remember this, everyone's fucking sponges. Everyone is, right? We're all chameleons. So whoever you date, etc. That's why you hear me like East Coast accent wise here and there. Then you hear like, I'm Hispanic, Mexican, American, Chicano, right? So we speak, typically speak a lot slower wise. Latinos speak a lot faster, and that's why I speak fast wise. I try to slow down. That's why I fluctuate. So please bear with me wise. I'm trying. It's a lot because I've been speaking fast for 22 years of my life. So I'm trying to slow down dramatically wise. So that's why, I speak fast, have an accent, slur, and mumble because I'm very, very exhausted. Because why? Every day above ground, I do so many one-on-ones retarded. I'm only one person. But I love talking to the universe because it's about you guys, not about I. I'm blessed. When I sleep, I die. When I go home, I don't have no toxic relationships. There's an analogy. Anyone that's in a toxic relationship, when you go home, you gotta fucking deal with your partner. What do you do? Like, damn, I gotta deal with them. You walk in and you give each other that fuck you look. Like, I gotta deal with you. You're here? Yep, I'm here. Right? So analogy for both of you guys in a toxic relationship, that is called your hell on earth. Your own sentencing, your own fucking dungeon. And then y'all living in the same household, I sleep in the other room, she sleeps in the room, whatever, or we sleep in the same bed, but we don't talk to each other, nothing. Fucking, I read a book scenario, she's watching TV, quiet as a motherfucker, for hours, all fucking night, and that's years to be. Fuck that shit. I won't ever do that shit, man, ever. That's some miserable shit. But we do it because we're brainwashed that, you need people. Well, kids are involved, just do it for the kids. Like, yeah, and the kids see y'all beefing all the time, miserable as fuck, and poking at each other and shit. That shit is very unjust and very, very foul every which way. But to each their own. If you want to live that lifestyle, y'all pray for that too. It's gonna suck. Fuck yeah, it's gonna suck. And that's why a lot of infidelities happen. Because why? Analogy. That's why I love TT. Everybody that's more awake and woke, we have our own metaphors, analogies, and a way of speaking. Right? Oh, 2 seconds. Hello? Yeah. Okay, tomorrow. What time roughly? 11 a.m.? All right, cool. Yeah, yucks. When? Cool. Right, for sure. I'll call him. All right, boss. Monday. Oh, yeah, in the morning. I got you. All right, boss. All right. Wait. That's my boy, my boss. So with that said, whatchamacallit, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But anyways, yeah, don't be in toxic relationships. As far as that, cause my first been around 12 years, and that's the shit. Like, the cool thing is when you talk about it, you're like, damn, like I did 12 years. How the fuck did I do 12 years? Like miserably as fuck. Praying, planning, hoping, manifesting. She changes her ways. Maybe I can fix and save her. Mold her to be better. Like, yeah, you can't do that. Stop trying to do that. See the good in people, yes, but here's the kicker. That's a flaw. When you see the good in people first before yourself, that is your flaw, like my flaw was. Not knowing at the time being. That's why any potential to be like, cool, I see myself, the good in myself first and foremost, then a potential, then what I do, I study what her body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, her energy, and her eyes. And from there, why is the conversation? Because the conversation tells you everything about a person. You can start, if they're introverted, yes, it's cool. Start slow, that's cool, nothing's wrong with that at all, right? And then just be like, hey, what would you like to talk about? Well, me individual, I can talk about whatever. I adapt, I'm a chameleon. So with that said, that's why they say she like that Facebook post. She about her business, all that good shit, and all that good stuff, right? Be cool, I'm happy you're rich and famous, all that good stuff. I'm happy for you, but can you teach me anything about life? If you go through breakups, or if anyone, your family and friends go through breakups or on social media, whatever the situation is, can you hold the hand, guide them? Give them a little guidance. Then be like, why am I going to do that for? That's their shit, not my shit. Like, cool. You have the right to say that most definitely white, but see, as an individual, that's what I focus on. Like, what do you mean? I just tell a story and that's it. I want everyone to get the light back. So if you can't tell people advice, then I'm too much for you. Because as an individual, I do a lot of one-on-ones. I go on social media. I'm not changing my life. My life does not stop because guess what, guys? Got a girlfriend. She doesn't like the fact that I'm on social media. She's a little jealous, controlling because, her insecurities-wise. So I can't really do a lot of one-on-ones anymore. Because 90% of my followers on all my platforms are females. They're girls, women, and single mothers. So why would I be with a woman, quote-unquote woman, but in reality girl that wants to come in my life and try to change that? Like, nah, I'm not passing boundaries. You go through all my platforms. Go through all the DMs from years back. If I like somebody, trust me, I'm not a virgin. I could talk to somebody, no problem. So with that said, You're not gonna come in my life to stop what I'm doing, because what I'm doing, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if I was passing boundaries, yes. Hoeing, yes. Yeah, well, all right to do that, most definitely was. But with that said, if I was doing that and you want to get to know me, that lets you know that, that I'm not gonna be loyal to you at all, because I've been doing it, you know. And that's why you got to be very, very observant who you get involved with. Because if you don't, then you need to jump into another toxic relationship. And that's why you got to always be observant. Always be observing your partner and then, environment at all times. If not, put on the mask smiles. Believe, because I'm nice, I'm loyal, I'm trustworthy. Everyone's to be like me. I pray for you, and that's it, man. And when he or she cheats on you, they destroy you, and you're in these crime, remember me, I got you. I'll hold your hand, guide you as a friend associate, not as a partner. But be like, baby boy, baby girl, I told you, man. It's not, I forewarned you which way, but you didn't see the red flags. Everyone, here's the kicker. When you're in a relationship-wise, and remember, when you lay down with people, TLC, sex intercourse-wise, you exchange energy, you can get blinded by that situation. Because in your head, I love. Like, yeah, you love, because that's what you are. That's beautiful. You're empathetic. But you didn't know that you're dating loose disciples, and they just want you for less, and that's it. There is love in them, yes. Very inconsistent, but there is. So when they, they'll start, verbalizing, start passing boundaries in front of you, emotionally cheating, checking out guys and girls in front of your face, you don't say shit because they're testing your boundaries, and it's involved a lot more than that. And when they physically cheat, what are you gonna do about the situation? Are you gonna stay there, or are you gonna leave? What's the question? I mean, that's the situation. The intent is you do leave, but that is definitely your choice. But typically, for the most part, where you leave now. If you're traditional and you become trauma bonded, if you know what a trauma bond is, that's when a person, passes boundaries. You verbalize the boundaries instead of they're verbally and potentially physically abusive because you're bringing up certain things that they're doing wrong. We know, the whole world knows they're doing wrong, but in their eyes, it's not wrong to them. And then you break up with them, or you try to break up with them, or they break up with you, cheating, you always take them back. Give them chances. That's called a trauma bond. They own you, and that sucks because you be the product there for years to be, babies to be. And the downfall of the situation, when you guys comprehend this in time, you and I cannot get nor buy back what? Love, time, and emotions. So when you comprehend that, why are you wasting them on wrong individuals in your environment, especially by your side as a partner? If you know 1,000, you can't fix them or save them, why are you with them? Because they're going through a breakup? Because they have anxiety, depression? Because they have, OnlyFans fucking 1,000 supercars? Cool, awesome. I pray for you, that's it. Go be with them. Go fall on your face. And when they, verbally, physically, for sure, verbally, potentially physically whoop your ass, and they cheat on you, which this child, especially narcissistic, these are disciples, let me know how that shit feels. And that's on you, not on I. I make it sound easy every which way, right? But I worked at myself, I had a support team, so I'm blessed. The more people in a support team, the better for you as an individual. The faster you can heal, forgive, not forget, and let go 1,000. Do closure for yourself. To close that door of pain and mention whatever, whoever is it, your exes, child trauma, whoever owns that door of pain. Then you progress in life. Then you can become more observant. And that's why my one-on-ones, they be like, it's crazy because every time you talk to me and you talk about being observant, that's what I do now. Like, that's a good thing because you got to be observant of everyone around you. And then from there, judging everybody. Am I acting nice? Am I being nice? Am I offering you love or toxic love? You can't tell the difference? I'll have fun with you. Especially when I want to use my narcissist traits. Hate, pride, ego, lust, greed, power. I can be lustful every which way, greedy every which way. And if she doesn't know that, I will destroy her. That's why, it's all the time. Any female 18, 25, 30 years old, what can you teach me about anything about life? Anything I talk about? You can't. You're not talking about this. I know you're a good woman. I know you got potential. I know that 1,000. But if I want to use my narcissist traits, I can destroy you every which way. Every which way, gaslight, manipulate, sell you a figment of your love story, put you on cloud 9. And then, how do I own you? TLC, sex intercourse. Why? Because that's when you exchange energy, form a bond, aka soul tie, aka twin flame sometimes, whatever term you want to use. But keep it simple, a bond. And that's why my words hurt you more than any of your exes, etc. Wise, because yes, your exes hurt you, traumatize you with the words, but I'm your recent one, or I'm your partner now, and I'm the one telling you you're ugly, fat, stupid, you ain't shit. No one's gonna want you. I'm the best you're gonna have everything. And remember, let's say she's not ugly, fat, stupid, but she believes it because I love her, and is the person she loves. So that's the shit. You got to be very careful with the situation because you don't want to get involved in that. And you don't want to keep getting toxic relationships. That's the only reason why all these platforms, especially like TT-wise, they complain about the relationships. Like, when is it my turn? Like I did. Like, as a single father, 2 baby moms, be like, dude, it's not really, like, I love my kids, right? There is no regrets at all. But, as single parents, we say the same thing, like, yo, like, Why can't I have like kids the right individual, quote unquote? And if there was, if I do have more kids, will I have kids finally with the correct person by my side? That's the question, you know. But that's why as an individual, you first and foremost you focus on yourself, the person in the mirror. Everything, all the answers to life is the person in the mirror. The fountain of youth, you, the person in the mirror. Relationships, gotta date yourself. What? Date yourself. You gotta know everything about you. Because here's the situation: when you get in relationships, you lose yourself every which way. How so? Because you focus on them. If you're empathetic wise, what do? You give your all to your partner. So with that said, whatever they love, you love. All that good shit. Because you're people pleasing. The downfall about that, you lose yourself once again. So when you have breakups, you try to fall back and like my one-on-ones asking me, what I like to do? What I like to eat? Tired. What I like to eat? What I like to do for fun? What do you love in life? And typically the answer is, I don't know. I'm like, how don't you know? I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I go, here's the answer, because by you over loving this individual, you less love for yourself. So you've been people pleasing and adapting to what they want. That's why y'all bicker about petty ass food, you know? Because, you know, you want to eat what they eat. Like, there's nothing wrong with me scenario. I love teriyaki on the cheapest day in the universe. Buy me teriyaki, I love you. You know, dead ass. So with that said, let's say I want, you know, teriyaki, my partner wants, you know, whatever, KFC. Nothing's wrong with eating in two different spots. I do it with my daughter. You know, because I guess there's a lot of restaurants, they don't have science. Check it out. You can't bring food or drinks in here, wise, because they want you respectfully. They want you to buy their food. So what I do, I go in there for my daughter and check it out. I bought her food from a different place. I want to eat. She doesn't want to eat here, wise. So is it okay if she sits down and eats here, and then I'll even pay extra for her to sit down, because I'm not gonna have my daughter sit in the vehicle, nor am I gonna take the food to go, because I already eat it fresh here and there, because I don't want to put in the container. I live like whatever scenario, like 15 minutes away. That's just in a sweat, all that good shit. Nah. And for the most part, you know, I tell them, you know, respectfully, they haven't charged me. I go, hey, I'll pay extra, but I'll tip anyways. No, it's okay. Like, nah, because, you know, I get it respect-wise. So, same thing with a partner, you know? So you don't got to agree with whatever. Like me, I always eat teriyaki. Fuck yeah, I love teriyaki. I'm the cheapest date in the universe. So with that said, you know, but she can eat whatever she wants. And cool, I'm doing 2 trips. I don't care, because guess what? I love my partner. I'm blessed. You know, we travel, do our thing, whatever. And if I go by myself, when you're bumping heads with people, your partner's in bullshit in a toxic relationship, you fucking get bothered and triggered about that shit. Cause I had to go there and here. Like, why can't you just eat teriyaki? And she'd be like, why don't you just KFC? I don't want KFC. And then you gotta drive, and so now it just becomes a war competition. Like, here we go with this shit again. So the intent, the potential to be, that stops. You know, there's no more competition. We love and lust each other only. We both comprehend there's lust and beauty everywhere, but that's just cosmetics. Women run the universe physically, cosmetically, spiritually, emotionally, especially verbally, every which way. Any female live at any platform, their numbers are way higher than mine, every which way. And now we're going to say this, especially when they're offering lust. She could be 80 pounds wet to 1,000 pounds wet. When you're offering lust, what is that? Lust, and that's what? Sex appeal and all that good shit, right? So their numbers are climbing. They're getting gifted by that cyber tricks, all good shit. To each their own when I say that. And with that said, they're making money off the situation. But here's the best part. They can't teach what I'm teaching you at all. They can be the most beautiful university, BBLs, 1,000 supercars. I'm happy, but they can't teach you shit in life, because they're still going through it. And what they're doing, with 95%, does, like I did. What's that? We're looking for love, and happiness in people and man-made bullshit. So what are we doing? You can do all the BBLs, OnlyFans, travel universe, 1,000 supercars, game it up. Do what you gotta do to buy and get band-aids to all your cuts and wounds. And you're matching, all the doors are paying wide open. And that's all you're doing. You can go shopping, fucking, girls trip, guys trip, and you're feeling good with people's, right? But as soon as you sit down, all the anxiety, depression kicks in. You go through a breakup, you're still stuck in your ex, that shit kicks in, because now you're sitting down. You gotta keep moving. That's why you always gotta keep moving. Anxiety, depression, and miles on the go, right? Because you don't want to work on your feelings. You're scared to work on yourself, right? So with that said, for many years to be, all you have is, bandage to happiness. And people man-made bullshit. You wear the mask, smiles, behind it you're down and crying, and you're scared to reach out for help. And I get it, sometimes reach out for help. What happens? Our support team throws our past to our present. They get notifications, something happens, and they throw it in our face, and there we go. We bottle the fuck up, because guess what? Every time I talk, reach out for help, they throw my past to my present, and there's altercation, get my feelings, and that wasn't the intent to be, but it happens, and I get it. That's why you gotta work on yourself and be more observant who your support team is, wise, because the real support team, family and friends, that are real family and friends, You can tell the same story every day above ground. Still be stuck on your ex-wife. We hold your hand, guide you. Like, yo, you can do that, but remember, you should try to focus on yourself. You don't need her, him. You should want them, but obviously they're not by your side, so they don't need you, nor do they want you. So try to focus on the person in the mirror to progress in life. If not, you're gonna be miserable. And you can do all the social media all you want. You can be fucking social media famous, viral, all that shit. But all this is band-aids. That's all it is. Dead ass band-aids. Because you're gonna bitch about my depression, my anxiety, my mental health. I got BPD because I got done with BPD, so I can't be in a relationship. I'm trying to be in a relationship. Like, why even trying if you can't even work on yourself? How about you just fall back and date yourself? Have a support team. And yes, you will get lonely, but the physical touch, cool. Then go be in a relationship, and then you blame your BPD for being in a toxic relationship. Like, nah, blame yourself. Fall back and have a support team. And that's the shit. That's why I got on TT-wise, all these young cats, 25 and under. My kids' age, my youngest, my oldest should be 21. So I'm like, I ain't tell her otherwise. Like, you see people your generation, all you bitch about, my anxiety, depression, but you want relationships. But here's the kicker: a lot of people want relationships, they want love, but the question is, are you ready for it? What? Yeah, I am. I go, you can lie to yourself, and you respond, yes, I am, but you're not ready for the situation because if you can't date yourself, be by yourself, then guess what? You're a broken codependent. Then go enjoy that toxic relationship. Your relationships, like a lot of relationships, that if you haven't worked on yourself, your body hopping, whatever the situation is, it's 30 days, 90 days tops. How so? Because it starts with lust, goes to love, then goes to toxic love, and the last part, the spark's over. So y'all bang like bunnies for 90 days, be porn stars and shit, and you don't even know each other, nothing in common. Now what are you about to do? What do you do about the situation, man? It's like, and then remember that when you lay on people, TLC, you exchange your energy. So how many times do you exchange your energy with people in a year? Once, 2 times, 20 times, 100 times? Cool. The more bodies you lay down within a year wise, exchange energy with them wise, the more you destroy yourself as an individual. You lose yourself. People narcissistic lose disciples, that's their job, but that's why you got to be observant. If you know that the girl hold the man hold that they are, why do you get involved with them? Which is definitely your choice. That's definitely your choice. But that's why I tell people every day above ground, this is your life. What do you want to do with it? Be happy or sad. Bitch about your anxiety, depression, or actually work on it. Every day above ground, you can do whatever you want. And that's the thing, y'all, if you're 25 under, because social media, y'all brainwashed that you have no choices in life. Everyone's got choices, man. Like my situation. Break up 3 years ago, what I choose to do. Fell back, I want to work on this myself. I want to figure this shit out, why relationships suck, why our relationship was toxic for 7 years, why do you go sour so fast, And that's what I did, because I chose to do that, because I was not going to try to get another toxic relationship again. That's why if you're body hopping, you're observing family and friends body hopping, people on social media, that person, once again, scared to be alone, broken and codependent every which way. Because you can't fix yourself with the body by yourself. It's highly impossible. You can try to, but hurt people. Happens all the time. So if I'm going through a breakup, get a relationship right away, and she's been single from a chill and she worked on herself, guess what? I'm going to take your energy because I'm going to freaking talk about my ex-wife. My ex triggers me. She's going to pick me up 1,000 times when I'm down. And she's going to get emotionally drained from the situation. To a point she could be like, hey, if you don't work on yourself, I gotta go, man. There's too much for me. Or she falls to mammy bullshit because of drugs, alcohol, pills. Because myself, I'm the one that pushes to her limits. But I'm telling her, gas, I need you. Nobody needs nobody in the universe. Only kids do. The only person you need, as a teenager, adult, especially adult, while 18 over, is the person in the mirror. That's it. You want people if they want you. It's about matching energy, not taking energy. If they are taking your energy, why do you allow it? It's all on you. It's not on your kids. It's not on your parents. It's not on your partner. It's you. Well, that's my partner. And they're being verbally and physically abusive. So, and they're talking shit in front of everybody, and you just stay in there. Well, that's what they do. No, that's what you allow them to do. Because that was me, and you verbalize loud. Because if I was in your shoes, she would not be talking to me like that. I would have left a long time ago. And when you verbalize that shit out loud, so their partner hears that shit, they'll give you the look like fuck you. Like me, individual, I do all the time. Yo, say what you gotta say. I don't die with words, but you better be ready for words. I use the exact same words you're about to tell me. And that's called reverse psychology, and I'll throw extra words on top of that. And when you get triggered, which you shall, then what? But what happened? I used the exact same words you used, reverse psychology, and you got in your feelings, but I didn't. How so? Because they're just fucking words. I don't give a shit about it. Your situation You're bothered in life, you don't work on yourself, so you're doing deflection and projection. If you don't know what that deflection projection is, that's when I have my own personal issues. Like I tell them, you have your own personal issues, right? So you don't want to talk about them. So you wear the mask, smiles. Behind it, you're dying, crying. And then, so what do? Take your anger and stress and bullshit, anxiety, and you want to hurt my feelings or hurt whoever's feelings. And as long as you see you hurt them, you won't stop hurting them. And they'll all be your punching bag. That's why you have bullies and shit. Because they're doing deflection and projection. And they don't even know that shit because we're not even talking about this shit. So with that said, that's if you're doing it. Guess what? And if you're doing deflection projection, it's a trigger. You lose a disciple. What? I just called you out, double disciple. Because why are you being a bully? And that's why I'm an individual, like, you know, my one-on-ones in my life is like, man, every time that anyone jumps on and talks shit to you, like, oh, they're typically boys. Men don't do that shit. Boys do. You call me sin, beta, mandilon. I don't give no fuck about petty words. I say all the time, yo, jump on the live. What? Talk your shit. Back it up. Jump on your live. You know, jump on my live. Do a lot of us have fun with this. Teach them some shit they don't know about life, relationship, separate, empathy, narcissism, good and bad people. Teach me something positive. If you can. If you can't, then you're just a blue pillar. Bitch and whine about your shit, bully, do it, be a cyber. I don't care. That's your life, not my life. Then this lifetime, how many years you gonna be bitter? If I, you know, say someone jumps on my live or they're talking this shit to my DMs, whatever, or even here on the live itself, I'll be, yo, how old are you? Let's say they're 25. So you're 25 years old, bitter as fucking life, and I'm telling you that you should work on yourself. You know. What up, Wagdy? How you doing? How's it going? How's your day? How's life? How's everything? You know. And that's the shit. That's why if you want to go on social media, remember this. You got to be very careful. If you can't handle words and emotions, like be on it, but don't be doing lives. Don't be doing posts because you got cyber bullies all day, every day. If you can't handle words, you're gonna get your feelings, and you don't want to get bullied and shit. I love social media because I can talk to everybody. You ever heard of depersonalization? I'm good for battle. This is can't wait for 5 years. What's up, brother? How's it going? Good, thank you. Depersonalization, can you elaborate that? Is that like when someone just, demolishes wise? Imagine you as an individual, like, talks down on you, said wise, bullies, quote unquote. Look it up. Let's see. Give me 2 seconds, my computer pad. Says it's depersonalization says the realization disorder, persistent or recurring feeling of being detached from one's body or mental process, like an outside observer of one's life, and or feeling being detached from one's. Oh yeah, that everyone does that shit. If you're looking at yourself from the outside looking in, that's why you have, God, consciousness, Lucifer, subconsciousness, their words, your voice, and then you're observing yourself. So everyone, like, if you want to break down like all this 3D 70 replica matrix talks wise, this body is a vessel and you're just born and that's it. So what I believe is, right, that scenario, because I'm more empathetic wise, I chose to scenario. I was in heaven chilling as an angel, right? Like in the movies, that's what they make movies, right? I'm good, fam, bad. This thing I've been doing for 5 years. Look it up. It's me that, yep, got you. You're exactly. Being self-love, consciousness, feeling like a shell. Yep, of yourself. I have depersonalization, not derealization order. But bro, it's deeper than self-conscious. I woke up one morning and literally lost myself. But here's the kicker. How did you lose yourself? What made you lose yourself? The cool thing is when you talk to yourself, the best therapist, counselor, psychiatrist is the person to mirror you. Remember, we're all unique. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking. So with that said, but here's the kicker. Support team, we could talk about it, right? So you gotta talk to yourself. Like, how do you believe you felt lost-wise? And here's the worst part. Remember this. In this human form-wise, right? The only reason why life became hard, you question your anxiety, depression, paranoia, all that shit, my tattoos on my neck-wise, is relationships. Relationships can make you, break you, definitely destroy you. Every which way. Life became hard because of relationships. Yes, you have child trauma. Yes, you got bullies and shit. But it's deeper than that. And then you get relationships, and you fucking get destroyed with your first one. You destroy them, they destroy you, then what? Did the whole phase body hopping? Then what? Who do you blame for the whole phase? No, I'm just doing my thing, right? But do you know why you're doing your thing? I'm just doing my thing. I'm a Rolling Stone. Fuck it, YOLO. Right, but I asked you a question. Why are you doing the whole phase? Why are you body hopping? Don't know. Well, talk to people that know the answer. From their ways, they can sit down, talk to you, and elaborate. you know? So with that said, like what I said, this body is just a vessel. You know, I gotta maintain, that's the analogy. You gotta take care of your body so your body takes care of you. Stress is a killer? Fuck yeah, it is. So the more you stress, the more you age. And the fountain of youth is the person in the mirror. So with that said, you fall to drugs, alcohol, pills, man-made bullshit, then it's over. I missed everything you said. Oh, oh, your phone died? No, hey, I'll back it up, no problem. So with that said, no, what I was saying is like, you know, yeah, you say you should lie yourself. You gotta talk to yourself. Like, how'd you lose yourself? What caused you to lose yourself? You know, is it because the child trauma? Is it because, you know, a breakup? Because remember, relationships, is what makes, if you break it down 1,000, relations will destroy you. That's when you become confused. I just followed you. I definitely need one-on-one. Oh yeah, whatever. Hey, give me my DM. I do free therapy, life coach. For my shirts, I'm doing it hair-wise. But anyways, yeah, I don't charge nothing. You donate to the cause, whatever. But, you know, in my head, I'm like Joe Rogan status. But I still do Rebel Talk. No disrespect to Joe Rogan. That's his job, and he talks about whatever they throw at him-wise. So, with that said, I just focus on you as an individual because I want you to get your life back, to be blessed, to wake every day above ground and not feel confused. You finally got your life back. You love the universe. You're a big fucking Care Bear. Mr. Positive. That's what I want you to do as an individual. And the whole universe, right? I went through a breakup and loved this shorty beat, but I was young and green. Cheat on her and just thinking I'm the shit, but later I think, oh yeah, that's a downfall. I'm saying the first relationship you get in, like a real relationship wise, either you destroy them or they destroy you. And when they push you away, you die. Spiritual, emotional, mentally, you die. Every which way, which I'm gonna get this tatted on me from Triple X. You know, it's a badass analogy wise. It says, did they ask him in interview wise, right? It's where's it at? They asked him in an interview, yo, how you doing? He's all, I feel like I'm dead. I'm alive, but I'm dead. And it's fucking, that's the best analogy every which way, because it's the truth. Because in relationships, they can make you, break you, they can destroy you, and then, you know, hurt people. So the intent is not to cheat, but remember this: don't be too hard on yourself. If your parents, you know, like me, do scenario, mom and dad, empath and narcissist, uncle, auntie, reactive abuse, grandma, grandpa, deflection, projection, cousins, trauma bonds. What's that? Blue pillar. You're a generous cycle like they are, so you're adapting like they are. That is very unjust, and that's the reason why you're confused and lose yourself. Like, what there's got to be more to life. Yeah, there is, I promise you that, but it's very, very simple because everything starts with you as an individual. I just hit you up. Let me know when you're done with life. Definitely need to chop it up, bro. I got you. Met this stripper after I was lost and trying to find myself, and she just made me feel crazier. Well, here's the kicker. Like, so yeah, you have categories in life, right? Like, I could tell you stories about friend effects and all that good shit, the whole face, all that, right? So with that said, I chill with strippers, I chill with prostitutes, otherwise, right? Like, there is good in them, but remember, their lifestyle is, the streets is rough, more narcissistic wise. The downfall, you know, if they don't live that lifestyle, you won't ever evolve with them at all, and they won't evolve as you know, for themselves as individuals. So that's why you be careful who you lay down with, exchange energy with wise. And the thing is, if you use a toxic love, you don't even know what love is. You want love, but I tell people, but you want love, are you ready for it? Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's when people are together. That's just how the relationship. That's just couples. It's deeper than that, you know? It's like being in a fight or flight mode, or just like you're on autopilot, your brain is a 1,000. Going about your day like computers, restarting to safe mode if you know it. Oh yeah, I'm a geek techie. I know exactly what you mean. Deadass. And that's why I say this, like, speaking computer-wise, right? So when it comes to computers, I'm a computer technician, right? Not IT. I fix them. I'm a doctor. So I can, if a computer has a virus, instead of having to use all the virus software to remove the shit, because now the viruses go deep in the registry files and all that shit, I just back up the important information. You know, the main file is documents, downloads, videos, otherwise. You can't back up software as long as they have it now. We can reinstall whatever. But keep it simple. So I back the shit up. I wipe the drive, right? So I wipe the hard drive. It doesn't exist. It starts brand new fresh. It has no trauma, no anxiety, depression. I'm gonna tattoo my neck. They don't have no relation, nothing, right? But when I reset it, it's fresh again. It starts, you know, I'm his God basically. Every time it's funny, I wipe it, boom, fresh. I can do that 1,000 times. As humans, quote unquote, we can't do that at all. I can't fix you nor save you. I can hold you and guide you. That's about it. But I can't fix you nor save you. And once you see something, once you see, observe, read it, you read it. It's in your sponge to the fullest. So that's, you have to be very careful what you're doing with people. and in general, environments and stuff. Really not there. You so traumatized people take advantage. I thought no one understands. Oh, brother, no, dude. If you want to learn about this shit really, really fast, the best platform, deadass, go to TT. Type on search bar, type in narcissist, empath, empathist, reactive abuse, deflection, projection, trauma bonds. Yo, grab your tissue box. You might shed tears because it's deep shit. They're not fucked. The universe is fucked every which way. 25 and under, this phone's your kryptonite. Every which way. And that's where relationships, they be saying, you'll see it right there. They'll be like, yo, I'm an old soul born wrong in the generation. I just like that. No, you're born for a reason. And with that said, the intent is that you work on yourself and get your life back. You want love, right? But are you ready for love? Are you ready for relationship-wise? Because that's why hurt people. That's why as an individual, by my side, if she's broken codependent, I can't fiction her, save her. I could be a friend associate, I could hold her hand, guide her. Yeah, 1,000. I already know I could do that. But that's all I'm doing. Nothing more, nothing less. Not by my side. I can't fiction her, save her. And girls, my DMs, one-on-ones, getting the feelings about that. Like, I want to get to know you. I'm not a virgin. Ask me whatever you like, but I promise you, Queen, I can't fiction or save you. Why do you want me by your side to pick it without time? Why not just do it as a friend associate? Because I don't want to hurt you. You're not gonna hurt me. I go, yes, I will, because if you don't evolve and work on yourself, you're still traumatized about your ex. You're still traumatized about child trauma wise, and it's always the same subjects, the same people that trigger you wise. I'll eventually get tired of the situation. I have patience, but I'm like, check it out. Did you know when we lay down with each other, we exchange energy wise? And I'm not trying to do that. So with that said, let's be friend associates, Evolve more than potentially you might have a shot, but just work on yourself first and foremost. And that's why, what am I doing? I'm verbalizing, giving scenarios. Because I remember, I can get up and leave. I tell people, that's what they say, they're like, yo, you make it sound scary, because it can be. So as an individual, I don't need a partner, I want a partner. So like I tell them, I can wake up tomorrow, we can be together, wise, I can have a family and everything. And you know what? I ain't feeling this, I'm out. Ghosting everything. You're gonna die, shed tears. I won't. You will. See? You should work on yourself, because anyone can do that to you. You cannot force no one to be in your life. Sorry, brother. Let me catch up. Oh, back to how you made a comment. I thought no one understood how I feel. My motto for the whole universe. Initially, it was only for empaths, because I was going through my empath narcissist war, whatever, in the beginning 3 years ago. But my motto for everybody: your pain is my pain. I died like you died. A lot of us have very similar stories. Wise, they just take this body with the best away, race, religion, culture, mammy bullshit away. Nah, very similar. When it comes to relationships, fucking very similar shit. I've done been locked up, got my heart broken, all types of shit happened at the same time. Oh yeah, no, remember Lucifer, his job is to destroy you, to belittle you so you don't evolve. He doesn't want you to evolve. He doesn't want you to revive with God, positive, yin, whatever you believe in, wise. He does not want you to get your life back. So he wants to destroy you. And if you don't allow him to destroy you, right, because that is your boundaries, your life, etc. wise, he'll use everyone around you. How so? Scenario: I have a girlfriend, we're blessed, right? Everything's good. So what's he gonna do? They offer Jesus. Yo, Jesus, shit out. I'll give you all this kingdom, all the women, all the power, all the gold you want, if you bow down to me and worship me. What did Jesus say? Nah, I'm good, I'm blessed. I got my father, that's good, that's all I need to suffice. Lucifer got his feelings, bounced out, right? So then he goes to us humans, because we're fucking, gullible and naive. He offers Gucci and Prada. Throws females at me. My girl scenario is I have a girlfriend, I'm single, 14 months celibate, all the great jazz, right? Let's say she's a small frame. So he's gonna offer a female that's solid, thick, etc. Double D's, all that good shit. So he's offering lust. Now, am I going to fall to lust? If I fall to lust, then the answer is I have no self-will. If I keep cheating, you're a broken codependent. You can't be in a monogamous relationship. Can't, capital C. At least not yet. Okay, it takes time to work on yourself to progress. If not, hurt people and destroy people. That's definitely your choice, Up and again, back to back. Shit crazy, man. And bitches just be like, you crazy, selfish, or psychopath. See, in the beginning they'll be saying that, but here's the kicker, like, everyone's got BPD, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, and empathy, narcissistic personality disorder. If that's not true, two simple questions. Why are you feelings? Why do you get triggered by that petty little words? They're just fucking words, that's all they are. But with that said, remember, everyone that hurt you was, whatever words hurt you, scenario, I call you ugly fan stupid. And I don't know you from Adams, but your ex called you ugly fan stupid, your mother called you ugly fan stupid, a bully called you ugly fan stupid. So those people own those words. I'm a random person and I triggered you. So the intent is you verbalize, hey, can you watch it when you use those words? I'm working on myself. Or as myself, I'm more observant. I observe you, and I was just bullshitting, right? And from there, whereas I saw you stay quiet, conversations got awkward. I'll be, hey, I'll be like, hey, I'm sorry, like I know I just said ugly, fat, stupid. Did I bother you? Did I trigger you? Was because that was not my intent. And you might be like, okay, maybe because now I'm coming at you, whereas verbalizing, and now you're like, oh well, yeah, actually it does that. Every time I hear those words, I think of my ex, wife, think of my father, mother, whatever the situation is. There we go. My bad. I apologize. I try to watch those words best as, and then I always tell you that person, right? Verbalize, yo, like if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here for you. As a friend associate, I got you. Doors always open. Today, tomorrow, whenever you want to. No pressure. That's all on you. Because that's the intent. Is you can't force this conversation upon people. My side, I go my lives through my one-on-ones. I tell them, yo, I'm blessed. It's not about it. It's about you. And second of all, it's about respecting your boundaries. Every which way. It's your boundaries, man. I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm not trying to make you feel pressured. My one-on-ones are used to me wise. I be, yo, if I'm talking too much wise, if I'm elaborating, trigger you by accident, right? That was not the intent. You don't gotta say nothing. You can just log off the live and that's it. Log off the one-on-one. You won't hurt my feelings, really? You won't. And they do all the time. And they're texting, I'm sorry, man. I was just like, that's a lot of information you're telling me, and I'm thinking about things that's triggering me. Yeah, it's cool. Hey, I'm always in your pocket. Use the phone correctly, networking. We're talking and vibing. That's it. Incorrectly, you're doing the phone, social media party. Jade August entanglements. Jade and Will Smith, relationship. A and B. Two people, monogamous. Not fucking, Jade and August, C to Z wise. Now you're doing poly, open swinger, fuck, benefits, fuck buddies. Whatever term you want to, there is no title on it. Whatever term you want to use, man. Like, yeah, so you can't be in a relationship. You can be in a poly, open swinger. That's the type of people. Y'all doing benefits, fuck buddies, cheating all the time. Infidelity and shit, which is what? Premeditated. It's a premeditated, I'm going to give a title above a choice. It's a premeditated choice. You thought about it, right? So with that said, your bios will say, I do poly, open swinger, benefits, fuck buddies, no title. Put that shit in your bio. There's many people that are fucking destroyed like you're destroyed, and they will be down for that. I promise you that. But remember this. The caution part is, the more, when you're body hopping, laying down people wise, you exchange energy, you will lose yourself, especially more empathetic wise. People narcissistic, lose disciples, the man hoes, women hoes and shit, they don't know what they are. They're destroying people left to right. But, in time, if they choose to, they can get the light back. But their journey will be way more harder than your journey because why? They've been destroying people left to right. That's the analogy. Everything they touch, they destroy it. It's honest truth, So with that said, respect, 1,000. Keep it 100, I'll sell your dreams. Keep it 1,000, I just keep it round real. Not here to sell dreams, I'm here to just tell a story. Like I tell people just to tell a story and that's it. Every day bug down, the same story. It's all about you, it's not about I, because I want you to get your life back. And then to call out the whole universe, you're behind the screen. It took me 39 years of my life. 39, best of 42, 18 at heart. So as an individual, the last 3 years of my life, blessed. I love the fucking universe. I have nothing against nobody. I don't give a shit how narcissistic you are. You be losing disciples, dropping bodies, all that shit, gangbanging mafiosos. I have nothing against you. I know your lifestyle. I know why you do what you're doing. I'm the one who just tells you, hey, king, queen, whenever you want to, you can get your life back. That is your choice. What? You got choices? Everyone's got choices. So what are you going to do with it? You need to keep pushing weights, run the streets, or work on yourself to get your life back. It doesn't matter how you might have fucked up a lot and destroyed a lot of people, yes, but the past has been written. Can't do shit about it, but you can work on yourself. Instead of dwelling on the past, why don't you start, dwell a little bit on it, but comprehend why did I do what I did? Why did they do what they did? And then observe the red flags. What was my red flags? What was their red flags? And so on and so on. That's why in relationship-wise, the intent is to break up and go body hopping, no go cheating. But why do men cheat? Typically, why? Okay, men, boys, we fall to what? Lust. Why? Because being greedy. That's what it says. Lucifer side, the bad side of everybody. Hate, pride, ego, lust, greed, power. So with that said, if I cheat my girlfriend because I'm being lustful and I'm being greedy, because Lucifer is going to offer that all the time. And if I keep cheating on her, that's what Blooper talk. Once a player, always a player. Once a cheater, always a cheater. With her? Yeah, with her. The intent is scenario. She does rejection, protection. That's what really you messed up. There are no more chances. Cool. The intent is the next relationship I get into, I don't cheat. If I keep cheating relationship after relationship, I am broken, codependent. It's called a habit, an addiction. Everyone, if you do the exact same mistake all the time, fuck your bullshit excuses. SOS, stuck on stupid. 1 + 1 = 3, wrong answer. Bullshit excuses. No, it's called a habit and addiction. I have an addiction to cheating, so I gotta stop saying I want a relationship, I want love. No. I'm not ready for love, so I want poly, open, swinger, benefits. That's what I want. All these people, but they won't say that because why? Pride and ego, power. Let's feel powerful, gaslighting, manipulating people. I'm here for girls, women, and the single mothers. Boys, fucking your feelings. You don't work on yourself. You're narcissistic. Men, that you working on yourself. Yo, I got you. I got you which way. I'll hold you and guide you. I was you. I'm not saying I was a player to the fullest. No, but I did the whole phase. Yes. But I can tell you why I did what I did, because my sister Leslie, she taught me that. She's the one that put me aside. Yo, Rito. I also go by March then. You know, you got to slow down, man. Like, I know what you're doing, so. Barbie, thank you, amen. $1,000. People force you to step out of character and let them know what's up. Well, see, that's a kicker, because remember that, like, that's your pride and ego. Lucifer side, BPD empathy. He intends to control your pride and ego, because he can try to, like, match energy, but the thing is, if he can't control it, he will get an altercation. Like Brucey says, like, they asked him, like, I think they asked him in an interview, like, something about fighting and bullshit. He's like, if I have to fight, I already lost the fight. And it's the truth. Blue pillars, especially narcissistic, I'll be, analogy-wise, when you got to get physical anybody-wise, kids are learning. They're growing up, etc. But I'm talking about, like, teenagers, adults. When you got to get physical anybody, you become the modern-day caveman, Wreck-It Ralph, Walking Fireball, fucking Hulk smash. Your IQ levels are a fist, a squad, and goons and shit. And your guns and bullshit, right? So with that said, you already lost the war. Take the red pill. I say all the time in my lives, kill me and destroy me words. What? Kill me and destroy me words. Give me my feelings. They're just fucking words. But whatever words you're about to use, I just warn you, I would do reverse psychology. Use the exact same words and use more on top of that. That's on you, not on I. If you can't handle them, don't open your mouth. Sorry, Wagdy. But you have to, what's up to? But you have to realize that there's consequence to every, 1,000. Everything has consequence, but that's why you gotta be observant, and that's why God, Lucifer, God consciousness, Lucifer subconsciousness, their words, your voice, your as the altercation about to happen, like, yo, do I stay here or do I leave? Do I take, put my pride and ego away and be more empathetic, being proud and humble, and walk away from the situation? But they're talking shit about your kid. You walk away from the situation. That'll catch a case. But remember this, when you're locked up, you can't do shit for your family or kids when you're locked up, can you? Can't do shit for them when your girlfriend, your boyfriend when you're locked up, can you? And they're always, remember, anyone that's talking shit, remember that they have pride and ego side. They're more narcissistic wise, lose disciples. They're going through shit in life. They're doing deflection projection. Showing up for distance. All this shit it says sounds Japanese to a lot of people, right? Because we're raised incorrectly. So, that's why you're working yourself. Try not to get into altercations. Like, I'm trying to be the best version of myself. Yeah, every day above ground, that's the intent. That's why analogy, like the snakes, right? The snake sheds skin. So as an individual, as you progress in life, you have the healing, awakening, woke journey. So each new version of you wise becomes stronger, wiser, and more knowledgeable than the old version of you. You can have 20,000 fucking versions of you wise till you finally become woke. Chill on top of the mountain with God, Lucifer, the universe, right? So with that said, but all the versions of you can talk to each other. Because you're about to date this, whatever, into this guy, girl, whatever the situation is. And, you're going by cosmetics. She's on point, nice body, all that good stuff. BBL's OnlyFans, awesome. She's got 1,000 supercars, awesome. But remember this. The old version be, yo, baby boy, look at her, study her. She's like your second girlfriend. She's like your fifth girlfriend. No. She's narcissistic wise. She's offering you less than that. Say, look at her energy, the way she carries herself. Look at that. She's looking at you, and she wants to get to know you. She's going to talk to you as quote unquote potential. But you're on the date, and she's looking at every other guy walking around you. She can't control her lust. So she's going to offer you toxic love, lust, drama, traumas, and trauma, and that's it. It's going to be a toxic relationship. But if you want to do that again, remember, I warned you, go fall on your face. And that's a you, not an I. And be the best man for the best woman I meet. 1,000. No, that's the intent, mano. Lay down right now. Okay. But so many young females talk about they want this and that in a man. But if you look at the visual, it's the opposite. Oh, for sure. What's dude talking about? Oh, no, yeah, like keyboard words and random. Don't worry. Yeah, let them be. That's the cyber world. What up, SS? How you doing? How's it going? So my phone's about 50% after I get off because I let it recharge. So I'll be on it on this evening. But yeah, like I tell you, like I don't say like me individual. And I go like on Bigo Squad and Likey out of all the apps I'm on. Because when I go live tonight, I usually go like Bigo, Likey, Twitch, which I'm Twitch on right now, and then I go on 2 dating apps. First and foremost, I say this: fuck dating apps, they're garbage. Especially if you're paying for conversations, y'all desperate as fuck. How are you paying for conversations on these dating apps, but you don't go pay for a therapist counselor to potentially hold your hand, guide you in life. Here's the best part. I do pre-therapy and life coach. I don't charge nothing. I can hold you and guide you before you try to get in a relationship, because I get it. You want a partner, right? But are you ready for a partner? And if you're ready for a partner, are they ready for a partner? Are they ready for love or toxic love? If you don't know what toxic love is, that's when you love people that don't love you back. The verbally, physically abusive. And they pass boundaries all day, every day, and you stay there, pray, plan, hope, manifest to change their fucking ways. Do all your rituals. Do all. Notice when I say this, like the females, which are more, into astrology-wise, 40, 70, matrix-wise, you can do the whole, like me, I'm an Aquarius. But I don't go by that. Like, I just judge you and read you for who you really are. You can tell me, oh, I'm an Aquarius, whatever, you're Sagittarius, the moons, I'd be like, yo, queen, that's awesome. But I judge and read you for who you are face to face. How so? Body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, your energy, and where your eyes at. Simple as that. If you want to get to know me, quote unquote, you want to be with me, all that good stuff, potential, but you're checking out every guy that's walking by me, then guess what? You can't control your lust. Simple as that. You're being too greedy. So with that said, I'm way too much for you. Because with that said, if I'm with you 1,000. Every which way. I comprehend that there's lust and beauty everywhere, but that's just cosmetics. There's all gonna be younger, better body, all that good shit, but that's cosmetics. Now, how are they inside, spiritual, emotional, mentally, in the mansion? Have they worked on the doors of pain? Or they're still real codependent? What am I gonna do with you? Because you're beautiful, 1,000 supercars, Kim Kardashian. How the fuck you Kim Kardashian and you still talk relationships? All the fucking money in the universe, and she's still broken codependent. Like a lot of these rich people are on social media, bitch about their fucking relationships. Like, you can't see that in front of you. Like, as an individual, women ain't the issue. It's the fucking men, aka boys. Women offer what? Love, lust, communication, comprehension. She's with me 1,000. Us men, aka boys, are more narcissistic. What do we offer? Toxic love, lust, drama, trauma. Communication, no comprehension. Our eyes are fucking bigger than the mouth. Every which way. I already know that 1,000. And that's what boys get in the feeling, especially on these apps. Especially in this app, Likey and Bigo. On TT wise, hell yeah, the boys got in the feelings. But I mean, I'm a little person. My numbers are like decent, I guess you could say. But I get reported right away. 5 to minutes, boom. Reported for hate speech. And guess what? It's not the girls. It's not the women. It's not the single moms. It's the boys. Because they say all the time, if you're narcissistic, your body hopping, me in the mount, hunger, fuck what your status is. You get 1 million supercars. I'm happy for you. You're blue pill rich, mammy rich. But that does not make you a better person. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Simple as that. I'm red pill rich. Spiritual, emotional, mental, my mansion, I close all doors of my pain. How so? I let go of my exes, past pain, toxic love, trauma, child trauma. I don't have anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicide thoughts, low self-esteem, anger issues. What triggers what? Overthinking, reactive abuse. If you don't know reactive abuse is, that's when you become verbally and physically somebody, your partner, kids, or somebody, and even yourself. Because you react to the situation, the environment. What up, Mrs. Tech? How you doing, man? How's it going? How's your day? How's life? How's everything? Q, what's up? How you doing? I'll be on for like maybe 2-3 minutes before my phone dies. But yeah, I say that's the thing. So with that said, that's why, a lot of people in the universe want relationships, but here's the kicker: are you ready for the situation? And there's two questions. You gotta ask yourself. What do you want from life? What do you want for relationships? Short term, long term, fuck buddies, benefits, one night stands, last dying breath. If you can't answer those two simple questions to yourself truthfully, if there's the answer for yourself, you ain't ready for shit at all. So you can't beat the matrix, you maintain the matrix. Roof over your head, a job, a car, whip, and that's it. There it is. Maintain. You'll see people in happy relationships. Cool, let them be happy. Be happy. Don't be jealous or envious of them. Be happy for them. You can walk up to them, you guys look like a happy couple. Compliments are fucking make people feel good. That's beautiful. And in time, because patience is a virtue, you will have that. It just takes time, communication, working yourself, which is choice, and that's comprehension. That's what time heals. Like, yeah, time is part of it, because time is communication. The other part is choice to work in yourself, which is called comprehension. Everything is yin, yang, positive, negative, right, wrong, God, Lucifer. With that said, everyone's got God, Lucifer in them. Everyone does. Everyone's got BPD, empathy. Everyone does. You got to work on your narcissist traits, which is your choice. If not, fucking go to your doctor's therapist, and when they put you on these man-made pills, well, you got BPD, so you got to take your fucking BPD pills. You got to take all your fucking depression, anxiety pills. Cool. Take those fucking man-made pills that they can't fix nor save you, but you know what they can do for you? All the drugs and pills in the universe can do what? Numb you the fuck up. Run for your problems, be like Forrest Gump. So in this lifetime, how many years do you want to wear the mask, smile behind you dying, crying, and then numb up, run from your problems. I want a relationship, but you're being verbally, physically abusive to your partner. You're cheating. You're always accusing them of cheating, but they ain't doing shit, none to be above. But since you haven't worked on yourself, and you're still stuck on your ex and your past relationships, so you traumatized in the situation. Your insecurities is your shit, not my shit. That's why I tell you the potential to be. Day one, I ask everybody, what is your insecurity levels? What is your jealousy levels of the situation? I'm just letting you know up front, I do lives, I do one-on-ones. 90% of my followers are females. Girls, women, and single mothers, wives. So that if that bothers you, that is your shit, not my shit. You can talk to all the guys you want. Do whatever you want to do. I don't own you. Your life, not my life. So with that said, I want you in my life, but I don't need you in my life. So I'm just letting you know, let's say scenario you fold and you cheat. I won't shed a tear. We could have the conversation. That's about it, how you felt to infidelity-wise, how you felt to lust. But don't believe like Blue Pill talk just because we have a conversation that there's a chance. No. First time and last time, that's it. That you should fall back working yourself because you thought you was ready. Obviously, you think it's not knowing you failed. So fall back working yourself. Learn how to control your lust. You're being greedy. And that's a you, not an I. I'll be your friend associate. Hold, pick you up on time, but now you're my ex. You come in and she's a blessing. And what was the lesson? Well, on my side, it was good. I didn't pass boundaries. I was cool. All my conversations. But she fell to lust. Well, guess what? I missed a red flag apparently wise. But that's why you got to always be observant and, observe your partner all the time. And then, observe the surroundings wise and watch their eyes. The eyes tell you everything, every which way. That's why, like in Seattle, when I go to the farmer's market, fucking squares everywhere. Potentials to be everywhere. No matter what color the day is, man. You're beautiful inside and outside. All my conversations, I love my tattoos, ask questions. I love that shit. Now if I go downtown, see how the south of the ghetto hoods, there's potentials, yeah, but they don't know what love is. If I want to do benefits, right, the whole face, right, where am I going to? In the whole part of the universe, I'm going to any ghetto hood in the whole universe. Why? Because that's Lucifer's playground right there. Narcissistic people everywhere. Not all, a lot of them are. So with that said, they can offer me what? Toxic love, lust, drama, traumas, and trauma, and that's it. I know the queens are beautiful, nice bodies, and they're on point, cosmetically wise, awesome, but here's the kicker. I'm way too much for them. Because in their head, like I treat them good, all the good shit. Because remember, they used to, especially in the ghetto hoods, they used to be verbally, physically abused, groped, and called bitches. So I roll up there having just a regular conversation, no passing boundaries, all the good shit. They can fall for me too fast. And the thing is, in their head, oh, you know what, he make me feel good, treat me correctly wise. I need him. You don't need no one else but yourself. But you will believe in people when people make you feel good. That's the downfall about codependency. I need. You don't need nobody in the universe. You want people if they want you. That's the situation right there. So with that said, if I want to mess with a person from the ghetto hoods wise, I can make her feel good, put her on cloud nine, and just ghost her, get up and leave. She will die. Not physically, spiritual, emotional, mental. She would die because she'd be like, how what I do wrong? Everything was going smoothly. Wise man, we're cracking jokes, feeling good. TLC was good, and he just got up and left. And then just a message or do that, go for 4 or 5 days, right? MIF, social media blocker and everything, and then come back in life 5 days later. And from there, she obviously wasn't happy. She then shed tears and be like, "What happened? I was just testing you. What? Look at that. I left. So if I can do that right now, scenario. Let's say I did a 30 days in, right? So for 5 days I was gone. So 35 is in together, knowing that. Look at that. 35 days in. Look at you. You're bawling and crying. Now you're happy to see me because I came back, right? That lets you know you're broken codependent. So imagine this, I do this to you in a year from now, 2 years from now. Remember this, the longer you're individual, the more it's gonna hurt to get up and leave. And then when you have kids, it's gonna hurt a lot more. Try to do co-parenting, divorce, all that shit, it's gonna hurt a lot more because nobody can get nobody back what? Love, time, and emotions. And that's the shit. So you gotta be very careful who you lay it down with. You gotta be very careful who you get involved with, especially being kids in the world, man. Because no kiddos, no marriage can guarantee you a long-term relationship at all. Can't. It'd be nice, but that doesn't work that way, man. Trust me. Single father, 2 baby moms, 8 kids, 19 years of my life to tell you all what I'm telling you now. And I choose to say this, because why? 3 years ago, on May 3rd, 2020, I died. Went through a bad relationship, and I just felt bad with myself. I was like, you know what? Phone's about to die, but I gotta get off in a minute, but whatchamacallit? This is very unjust. So I made a vow to myself, got my own therapy, tell a story. Kind of thorn from Jesus, yeah. I crucify myself because I love my tattoos. I love the story because you're younger than I am. It took me 30 years of my life. So if you're 20 years old, 25 years old hearing this, to call you out, beat me at 39. Beat me at 39. I want you. If you need guidance, I can hold you and guide you how to do it. Remember, but I can't fix you or save you. But I could definitely hold you and guide you so you don't feel lost because your head's your best friend and your worst enemy. Strong like titanium or weak built like a piece of paper. So with that, so guys, I gotta get out because it's about to die. So love y'all. I'll be on like maybe around 6, 10 p.m. later on today. Ciao, be safe. Later, Twitch. Love you guys, be safe.